You know, I've been doing this whole Worth It thing for around 3 months now, and it's produced a mix of full reviews like Quantum Break and Republic, and impression videos such as Resident Evil 0 and World of Tanks. So what does 8 hours in Dark Souls 3 get you? Well, quite a lot actually, but only a sliver of the macabre pie. But, is it worth it? Let's find out. The Dark Souls franchise has gained a sort of double-edged admiration since its proper introduction in 2011. Sure, the art is masterful, the environments are brilliant, and the robust systems and classes deeply alter one playthrough from the next. But Dark Souls is most well known for its crippling controller-smashing difficulty, a reputation that often leaves would-be players as curious onlookers. Yes, Dark Souls 3 is a hard game, at least within the modern definition of challenge. But take a step back and it's easy to see what makes this one of the most engaging and rewarding games to be released this generation, and the most accessible entry in the franchise yet. Keeping with tradition, the narrative thrust is emotionally epic while remaining straightforward. Players take control of the unkindled Ashen One and their journey to defeat the Lords of Cinder. While there is certainly more to be deciphered, the true story is the disturbing march through the Kingdom of Lorik. After selecting a class, players are dropped into an unforgiving gothic world riddled with bloodthirsty monsters around every hidden corner. Dark Souls takes place in a constrained open world, but your exploration is dictated by your combat proficiency. Despite their loud grunts, enemies are strategic and smart, easily gaining the advantage in large numbers. But even on their own, they quickly recognize player actions and adjust their approach. Success in battle comes down to pattern recognition, and considering the impressive number of animations contained in every opponent, observation is often the most powerful weapon. Knowing just when to roll, block, strike, or back away is vital to survival. Every action costs stamina, leaving players unable to defend themselves once depleted, keeping encounters tense considering even the weakest enemies can easily cut down the Ashen One. It's this constant management of energy that makes combat so sublimely anxious. Every mistake and victory is yours to make. This is emphasized by the franchise's signature experience system. In short, slain enemies grant you souls, which can be spent to level up strength, defense, magic abilities, or purchase items. However, if your character is killed, all of your hard-earned experience is dropped and must be recovered. Die once more before you recollect, and they're gone for good. Yes, that's rather cruel, but there's something undeniably harrowing about the journey back. As labyrinthian as Dark Souls 3 can be an objective, these moments give a clear and motivated sense of purpose. This might all sound sadistic, but the game is actually quite fair. Bonfires, the game's version of fast travel checkpoints, replenishes health and your Estus Flask, an upgradable item that restores health. Repeated deaths are to be expected, but near impossible odds are usually a sign you've taken the wrong turn. Not that Dark Souls will tell you, of course not, keep at it you stupid little knight. But this is all part of the often deceptive environmental and enemy design, where players will sometimes have a better chance taking down a towering beast 12 times their size than raiding a castle of humbly armored warriors. Strangely enough, these boss fights are often easier than the encounters that preceded them, with blatant visual cues and large vulnerable targets. And while defeat is almost guaranteed, their spectacular presentation and awe-inspiring design is a sort of empowering reward, especially when their gigantic bodies collapse before the modest hero. As comparatively simple as these sequences are, the boss battles of Dark Souls 3 are some of the finest video game moments of 2016. To reach them, however, players will need to traverse the hauntingly beautiful landscape of Lorik. Crumbling castles, disheveled villages, and lush forests create a strong sense of place, with small details and interconnected avenues, but always full of enemy ambushes and sinister surprises. This is where the online community comes in, with notes and clues left by other players, ranging from helpful warnings to unabashed lies. Co-op and competitive invasions are also available, though I was unable to experience them during my time. So, is it worth it? Yes. Whether you're prepared for a depraved run or new to the franchise, players of all backgrounds will largely share in the same experience of crushing defeats and moral-boosting victories. Dark Souls 3 isn't a reinvention of the series, though its improved controls, clear explorations, and ability to grind certainly make for a better game than its previous entry. Despite its elaborate production, enormous world, and numerous inventory options, it retains the core of a simple yet fulfilling dungeon crawler. Is it challenging? Always. But its difficulty, from the discovery of new locations to facing off against an intimidating opponent, is purely based around player awareness. Anyone willing to devote their full attention towards the task at hand will find Dark Souls 3 to be one of the most engaging experiences of the year so far. Dark Souls 3 is currently available on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. If you've had a chance to play it, let me know what you thought, and if you haven't, let me know if you plan on picking it up. My name is Colin Tanner, and I'll see you in the next video.